Hey good people, Nails by Ra here. I'm going to show you how I went from these nails to these nails. I hope you enjoy. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow me. I am using the ANC, but I'm also doing a little bit of difference with brand mixing and such. So I'm using ANC as my base. I'm doing Kiara Sky Hot Chocolate. Then I'm using my 1, 2, 3, and my 4. I have my acetone, cuticle oil, my sander bit, my drill bit, buffers and such, my duster, some cotton, and these to hold it into place. It's been a while since I did a full out tutorial, so I'm taking off as much of the old product as I possibly can so that it's easier to soak off. You can either place your nails all the way in acetone after you drilled them off and just make sure you get the most of it. My index finger is a tip, so I'm only drilling off as much as I can so that way I still have the tip on and I don't, damage the integrity of the nail. I'm going to do the same thing on the other hand. I'm switching out my bit and I'm going to put in my sander bit for later. I like to be prepared and I do all of these things ahead of time. And we are going to rock and roll and just make sure that we prep the nail and get ready to take everything off. I like to wrap my nails in the acetone dipped cotton ball because over the years I've soaked my nails in the acetone and it's just not fun. I don't like it. I'm weird about texture. So if you're worried about texture, this is perfect for you. The great thing about this method is you don't need a lot of product. A little bit really does go a long way. So I am measuring the cotton ball to wrap around my nail. And I am going to put a nice generous dab of acetone on the cotton ball and wrap it in the aluminum foil and repeat this for all 8 fingers because remember my index finger does have a tip, so I'm not going to put any acetone on that. I'm going to leave it free and continue to prep that nail while the others soak. After about 10 minutes, I go in and remove the aluminum foil and cotton ball, and I go in with a 100-180 grit nail file to remove any of the excess that may be left over. Chances are, if you've drilled it enough, the acetone will automatically eat away at the acrylic and you don't have to buff, but I didn't wait long enough, so here we are. Remember that sander bit we put together earlier? That's right, we're gonna go in and start to prep the nail by gently pushing back the cuticle and preparing the nail for the step 1 on the ANC method, which is the dehydration. So that way our base sticks, our color sticks, and the nail is completely dry and free from any oils or debris. After we've prepped our nail, we're gonna dust away any excess, make sure our nails are nice and clean so that we can start to prep with our 1. This is I had to go off camera. The jar was pretty hard to open, so it took me a couple seconds to get that sucker open, but we got it. I'm strong. So we're going to prep the nail, making sure we get a generous amount over the nail. For my index finger, I only put it at the base. And once we have gone through and prepped all 10 fingernails, it is time for the fun to begin. That's right, we do our base. Break out your base. Oh yes. So with our base, we're gonna go in with our number 2, which is our gel resin or just regular gel. And we are going to go about 3/4 of the way down to create some strength and structure for our color. You will see me do this over all 10 fingers, except for my index finger because I have on a what? Yes, I have on a tip because I broke my index. After we've done our base over all 10 fingers, 9 in my case, we will go through and repeat this step, but with the color. And each time you do another layer, you want to inch it towards your cuticle, being sure not to actually touch your cuticle, leaving a little bit of space, so about 1/8 of an inch, a little less than that, maybe 1/16 of an inch off of your cuticle so that there's room. I am doing hot chocolate and it is gorgeous. It looks red when you first put it on, but the finished product is such a deep, like red velvet almost. And you know, red velvet is still chocolate cake with red dye, but to me, that's what it reminded me of. So we're going to walk it back towards your cuticle a little bit lower than where your base was. You see how I'm leaving a little bit of space? Yeah, that's what you do. That's what you do. Leave a tiny bit of space. And you're going to repeat this step over all 10 fingernails. I want to give you guys a little history lesson too, by the way. So a lot of places, they will either call it dip powder or SNS or acrylic nails or a full set of manicure or what have you. Call it what you want, but I want to tell you something. SNS stands for Signature Nail Systems, and they are credited with being the first people to come out with a system like this, which is the dip powder. So anybody knows that was a nail technician. I just thought I'd add that tidbit in there. But enjoy. I might ask this question later as a giveaway. Stay tuned. We are almost finished. We have done all 10 fingers. We have done them twice, and now we are going in with our activator or our number 3. which is super important because it dries all of the activity that we have done prior to this step. Pardon my nails, this red dyed the heck out of my fingernails, but it does rinse off, so don't worry. So you're gonna go in with your number 3. This is an activator. Once you hit your activator, we are going to go in, file, shape, and buff. And we are also going to make sure that we are loosening any of the product that may have gotten on our cuticles, because mistakes happen, things happen. I may go off camera a little bit because I could not focus on filing and shaping while looking through my camera lens. So I had to, I'm getting older, so I had to pull it off camera a couple times to really get up in there. But for the ones that you can see, just follow what I'm doing and you will never go wrong. After we have filed and buffed, we are going to go in with our sander bit and just perfect this a little bit more over all 10 fingers, and repeat step 3 because we buffed some of it off to get that nice finish. I like to go in and just double check and triple check. You see how clean those cuticles are? It is super important. And we are going to go in with our buffer after we've already shaped our 10 fingers, our 10 digits, and buff it on out, and then put the number 3 over it again. And we are almost done. I'm so happy that you all decided to look at this tutorial, because it has been almost a year since the last time I did a tutorial, and I just thought it was time, So if you're here, if you've made it here, leave a comment where you stopped at. I'm just curious. I'm going to keep on looking at these and seeing what can be done better. I'm always in the mood for improvement. So after I've buffed, I'm going to go back in with my duster, get off any dust, and then reapply my 3, which is the activator. And we're going to let this sit for about 3 minutes. That's my rule of thumb. You can let it sit for maybe 1.5 minutes, but I always do 3, because at 3, it's a perfect number, and I feel like it's dry at that point. Because what you never want to do is put your finishing gel, which is the last part to this step, over your nails before the 3 is completely dry. You will ruin your brush for your number 4. Luckily, they have brush cleaner, but we want to avoid using that brush cleaner so much. Just look at how gorgeous these are. If you've made it this late, I really appreciate you. We are going to go in with our finishing gel, which is our number 4. And we're going to do this twice. So that first one is a quick swipe across the fingernails, making sure we get all of the nooks and crannies. Make sure you lay your hands flat for this part, and make sure you have your clients lay their hands flat for this part, because you do not want air bubbles. And we're going to repeat this step 1 more time, and then sit for how many minutes? That's right, 3 minutes. And then you are done, my love. You are welcome to go and wash your hands, exfoliate that skin, slap some cuticle oil on, and show off your digits. Until next time, ciao.